We were talking a little bit before the show. You hear people talk about a real estate closing. A lot of viewers out there might not really know what a closing is. Could you tell us kind of just what is a real estate closing?
That's a good question, John. Most people don't really know what goes on behind the scenes during the real estate closing process. It is one of the biggest transactions and biggest purchases people tend to make in their life. So what we end up doing is we get a contract between a buyer and a seller that tends to be negotiated, and a lot of times with the help of real estate agents. Of course, after that point in time, we end up taking that contract, taking the property, we go down to the courthouse, and we get clerks or other title abstractors to actually pull the title to the property itself. From that point, it comes back to our law office where one of the attorneys actually goes over the actual title itself, tries to find out if there's any title glitches or not, and we orchestrate and prepare the documents to transfer the deed. We'll also be working with any bank that may be working with the buyer to buy the property. So from that point in time, we orchestrate the bank process, work with the title, and of course pull all the parties together to the closing to actually transfer the title, sign the legal documents, record the deed after the closing.
Sure, I remember when I purchased my house, I felt like signing a lot of documents, but a lot goes into that process to make sure that the transaction is proper.
That's right. It's a huge process, and I think we were talking before the show. We bought our house about 17 years ago. You know, first-time homeowners. We were about to get married, so it was a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. Of course, a lot of people don't realize how much of the process actually goes on behind the scenes before the customer and client actually gets to the closing table. As we go down to the courthouse, we're having to do a lot of work and preparation. Of course, checking the lien dockets. Of course, also checking out the deeds and making sure the documents have been properly executed legally prior to you actually getting to the closing itself. But once you get there, it seems like there's more and more documents each and every month that end up coming into the closing process itself.